Okay, so I'm sure most of you know me as a Grand Piece Online YouTuber, but in today's video I decided to try out the new One Piece game, Knockpiece. So I didn't have very high expectations going into this game, and when I first loaded in, it was somewhat confirmed by the models and the animations. They weren't really as good as I'd seen in GPO, and they weren't that bad, but it was definitely a little underwhelming considering I mainly play GPO. So it was, I'm used to like higher graphic stuff. But the first quest in Knockpiece is the definition of a bandit beats quest, and the NPCs all look the same and are overall really easy to beat. I think I was able to two-shot them by level 10 or so, and let me make it clear, I was not expecting them to be overpowered, but it definitely felt almost too easy. The second quest was a little bit different, I guess. It was like beating this like blue-head pirate mini-boss, but the mini-boss was really underwhelming, and me and my friend two-shot him. Literally, 2 moves, we killed him, and we were only level 15, and that was the minimum level required for the quest. So it was just too easy. It felt really easy. There was no reaction from the boss. The quest also gives you a lot of XP early game, so me and my friend were able to level up really fast, which in this case was actually a good thing, since it meant we could show more of the content and experience more of the content without having to play for longer, which is overall quite a nice feeling. I have to mention though, even though we didn't play for long, the questing definitely felt really repetitive. So I imagine that it only gets more and more repetitive as the game goes on. Another thing I realised is that to unlock the first katana skill, you need 100 points in sword. This felt like way too much, especially since the melee move only required 50. And this wasn't like a big move, this was just a simple sword slash, and it cost 100 points. The sword skills were okay. I didn't feel really like they were anything special. Definitely nothing in the realm of GPOs, kind of like level of sword skills. I do want to mention though that the AoE on the sword slash move is really small, so in order to hit an opponent you have to kind of line up almost perfectly, or have them in a certain angle. And with no block button, the PvP felt really awkward, and reminded me a lot of Blox Fruits, type of system where the only viable strategy is to spam dashing Geppo and use AoE moves. I didn't feel like using M1s was really a possibility in PvP, which kind of sucked, because I like M1 style combat. On the topic of combat though, I definitely thought that the Devil Fruit moves looked awesome. I remember seeing Agoris fighting Aguris at the Baratheon, and it looked really cool from far away. And when we got closer to investigate, I was really surprised at how cool the moves looked. The map was also pretty cool too, and although I didn't visit a lot of the islands, they looked really cool from far away. The islands that I did go to were pretty well made, with some fun explorative elements, like the Monkey Island, how they had the Hacky Teacher up on the rocks. There was also some sort of island capture system, and this is something I really like to see in games because it feels like it gives an incentive for people to play in public servers and actually compete with other crews, etc. On that note, I did see a crew leaderboard at spawn, which really surprised me, so I was very impressed with the community elements of the game. A world boss also spawned while I was there, and this is something I'd like to see in Grand Piece Online, as I feel like it would give players more incentives to actually play in public servers and interact with the larger community. Some of the smaller things that I want to mention are that this game is very cheap. SP resets were only 30 Robux, and Striker was only 400 Robux. So the game is perfect if you're playing on a budget and can't really afford the more pricey games like GPO. I only really encountered one bug, and that was a spinning ship. Get on with your ship. the dreidel. Let me go this way. May. Right, the ship's partly submerged.
Why am I running so slowly? Do you see that?
But the game's About section did warn about bugs, since the game is still in development. I did have one issue. I got kind of frustrated. I thought that I couldn't turn the music off because there was no in-game button. It was all done through commands, and I personally, this is my fault, but I didn't read the About section on the Roblox game page, so I didn't see the commands. So that's my fault. But Maybe they could add like a little button in game, might be easier to use. But yeah, I definitely recommend it as a free alternative GPO. It's an alright game. I prefer it to Blox Fruits personally, and yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10 rating on the Anchor scale. I'd also like to review more One Piece games in the future. I saw King Piece is getting a lot of attention recently, so maybe we could play King Piece. I haven't played King Piece before, so it'd be cool if we did a review on that. What else is there to say before I end the video? Yeah, basically, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I have really for today's video, so if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe, comment down below. But also, I have to mention, I hope you guys have a great day, evening, whatever time it is for you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.